Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the channel. You are watching high powered, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. Thanks so much for joining us. What a beauty it is to be alive today and to have your third eye opened wide up. We are outside right now because we're taking in the beautiful sun. If you know about staring at the sun and in the morning and when the sun goes down, you know, it opens up those colors in your eyes, enlightens that pineal gland, and you're able to have a peaceful and lovely life. Pass that positivity on to others. So this video is going to be exclusively all about opening your third eye. What can we do? What kind of products can we use to help us open that third eye? What can we do internally as well as externally to get our God and Goddess turned on? Because we all are gods and goddesses, and I hope I know so many people are realizing this now. So I am just so grateful to be part of this revolution, this worldwide revolution, because usually when something drastic is happening in one direction, the equal but opposite thing has to be happening as well. But there's no focus. There's absolutely zero focus on those good things, those positive things. So there's a lot of unconditional hate and fear in the air today. So what I want to talk about is the unconditional love and gratitude that exists from this universe, and connecting to that energy and what we can do with that. So let's jump right in. So let's say you've never heard of Moldavite before, the illustrious tektite that crashed here 15 million years ago approximately in the Czech Republic, reversed the Earth's poles, which has never happened before, and it formed this beautiful tektite, this beautiful glass, and it's just an amazing look to it. And on camera it doesn't even look as amazing as it looks in person. And you can put these in your hands, even if you've never felt a crystal before, any kind of vibration, you're going to feel this. That's what someone told me, and I didn't believe it necessarily. I was on a health journey to actually grow my hair back, which for the most part it's been going pretty well. I used to have like all these circles show up right after I took the vaccine shot in 2015, the influenza shot. I was coerced into doing it, and about a month later I started seeing circles in my hair. It got so bad I had to just go bald, but now after going through my spiritual journey, I've been able to grow the majority of my hair back. There's still a couple of spots right here that are growing back in a little slower, but it's improvement, and I feel great. That's the most important part. If you don't get anything out of something, you know, physically, you're going to feel amazing, okay? I promise you, because we are made to be electrical beings. We are made to be these earth plant eating. See, we have plant teeth. We don't have carnivore teeth. Yes, our bodies can handle it, but you want to eat stuff that's alive, that's alkaline, like the famous Dr. Sebi talked about. And I want to talk about Dr. Sebi just in case some of you viewers may not know who Dr. Sebi is. I know I didn't until a couple of years ago. So Dr. Sebi, he is how to start about it? He basically cured cancer, AIDS, chlamydia, syphilis, all the major diseases. And he was challenged because he put an ad in the paper that he was curing AIDS, cancer, autoimmune diseases. He was curing all of these different things, and he had these claims in the newspaper. I believe it was the New York Times. So of course science came knocking at his door, and he took it all the way to the Supreme Court. And what was decided, he showed 100 patients, okay, with before and after, okay, when they had the cancer and then when they didn't have the cancer. And his whole methodology was about that disease cannot exist in the body if we take care of the body and we lower our inflammation and the mucus that's in our bodies. So he's a brilliant mind, and I'm going to show you some products today that I use to get that result of a healthy immune system. So Moldavite, you could have a small piece like this. If you're just starting out, all it takes is a tiny piece of beautiful Moldavite like this, and you can place it on your third eye in meditation. You can place it on your chest. You can place it just in your hand, feel that pulsing. And what it's going to do, you'll start to feel sort of a sickness in your body. You'll start to feel like a wooziness, okay? And it may not happen right away. The longer that you keep it on you without removing it, the faster that you're going to feel those effects. And it'll start feeling like a sickness. You'll maybe feel a pain in your side. That's what I felt. A pain on the side of your head, like a headache. And 5 days later, I remembered, I was like, oh, I've got the Moldavite on me. Let me go into meditation, because they always say, keep the Moldavite on you when you're feeling these distresses. I know one of the subscribers, a goddess, she said, I feel kind of flu-like symptoms. And I was saying, you know, it's not really going to give you a fever, so to say, but it's going to make you feel woozy. It's going to make you feel like there's some kind of drastic energy shift. And you can take it off and put it down and then pick it back up. Or maybe put it away when you're sleeping. Some people have a hard time sleeping with it. But what's important is that when you're ready, because what Moldavite will do is find that chakra that's not spinning. And most of us, that, you know, if you're not doing meditation work already, if you're not working on your body and your chakras, then this may be just completely new to you. So your chakra will be sort of a pain, and you'll feel that pain. And what you need to do is go into meditation, and you just have to stay silent. You have the 5 senses, right? And you want to get rid of those senses and see what's left at the end of that. And what's left is you. What's left is the god or goddess, the recorder, the watcher. And you'll see the colors. You'll start to see them exuberate. They're just, and they're not just, they'll maybe start out small like this, but then they'll start going, and they'll start morphing into different shapes and colors. And if you can stay conscious, because one of the most difficult things about meditation is staying conscious. If you can stay conscious, meaning take away those 5 senses and just be in a watch and observer, and watch those colors start moving and changing colors. There's purple, there's green, there's blue, there's red, magenta. And you just want to make sure that you stay consciously awake. And breathe through your nose all the way down to the pit of your stomach, all the way down to the bottom of your diaphragm. And when you have a breath, make sure you know that it's, just be conscious that it's going right into this pineal gland right here. And the colors are just going to, and one thing you can do to enhance the colors is you can use something that I talk about quite often, which is Monatomic Gold or Ormus. Now, Monatomic Gold in Ormus has been used for thousands of years. This is by a company, Monatomic Orms, monatomic-orms, ORMES.com. Lots of people have been asking about this. This is the best one I've found. It connects the neurons. Gold is the fastest conductor. So if you have energy moving from one point to the other point, you have friction in between. So with gold, there's nothing better that will knock out that friction. So you're not going to have friction in the brain. That's how that works. And the colors, oh my goodness, they just gush out. The same thing happens. In my last video, asked people to take part in a 10-day vegan challenge, and thank you for those of you that have started it. Because I never saw myself as someone that would ever stop eating meat. Never. I thought it was insane, lunacy. It did not make sense, you know. I love meat. Steak, burgers, lamb chops, or more lamb, rack of lamb, ribs. I mean, all of that. But it's not good for you. And a good test of whether you're eating good or bad is a product which is Harataki Powder. Now, this is one of the best enhancers for your spiritual body. It's made in India. It's taken in India, and it basically eliminates irregularities. And if you're eating meat, the next morning, I'd usually take a spoonful at night, and it's quite horrid, even if you get used to it, at least for me. And you could take it with some juice. But the next morning, if you ate bad, you know, you'll usually have diarrhea in the morning. Sorry to get so blunt, but I'm not sorry, because, you know, this is all about telling you the truth and how you can use these supplements. So Haritaki powder, it increases your breath, your oxygen levels. I highly suggest this. So even when I eat fish from time to time and seafood, to try to supplement away from the meat, you know, this stuff will give me stomach. It doesn't feel awful, it just feels cleansing. And that's what you want. You don't want any of the toxins staying in your body. I mean, that's just not what our bodies want. And it's not what you want. So Haritaki powder, this is by a company called Banyan Botanicals. Let's see if you can see that. Take a screenshot. And I highly suggest this. I would not go without this. And all the Monatomic Gold. Something else that is great is SeaMoss. Now, this has basically all 102 minerals that our bodies need. And there used to be more minerals in food and and you know, and the things that we drink in terms of fresh fruit, and there was all the minerals. But now there's so many chemicals, there's so many alterations that we don't get the minerals that we used to be getting. So this is by a company called Nico's Shop Kitchen. And I recently spoke to her actually a few months ago, and I told her how much I loved her products. Dr. Sabi talked all the time about SeaMoss. Now this has SeaMoss, blatterak, and burdock root, and it's basically going to have everything that you need for an immunity boost. And the SeaMoss is like a superfood, and I live and die by it now, because it's just so good for you and so healthy, and it enhances the colors.